Oh my word. The leftists of the intertubes really, really don't like me. I don't know if you're aware of this, but they really want you to know, and they want, they want all of you to know that Lunduke is a fash, or no, sorry, is fash. Meaning I am short for, or it is short for fascist, right? It's not short for fashion. Lunduke is not fashion or a fashion. I am a fascist. And they really, really want everyone to know this. They've been repeating it over and over again. I go over to one of a good dozen or so forums and Matrix channels and Discord channels and Mastodon and Blue Sky and whatnot. And I search for stories every day. I'm looking for I have a million saved queries where I'm looking for different Linux distributions, and I'm looking at different specific leaders at various projects, seeing what they're saying about things. And one of my search results, usually the last one I do of my daily search, is a Lunduke search. I'm like, okay, what are they saying about Lunduke? Because usually it's the same thing over and over again. But usually there's at least a little variety. Like they hate me. I'm either a fascist or a Nazi or a transphobe or a white supremacist or something. They come up with a racist, a bigot. They come up with so many different names to call me, but it's all variations on a theme. But something happened recently, and this memo went out, and they no longer are doing the variations on a theme. Now it's a whole heaping helping of the same thing over and over again. It's fascist and fash, mostly fash. Here's just a handful of them. Lunduke is fashed. I thought he was just a beep hole. Edit. The Lunduke Journal is the last bastion of truly independent journalism, of non-woke audience support, etc. And to which they say, yeah, fash detected, over and over again. Here's someone who I think is a trans person who identifies as half transhuman, half animal, because, of course, talking about various Mastodon servers. Quote, most of the free and open source software and tech Mastodon instances are known for fascism. Fostodon, Linux Pizza, Linux Rocks. Hell, that one literally has Lunduke on it, etc. One that's less bad is floss.social. That doesn't have a fascist problem like Linux Rocks does, which is the one that I have an account on. Here's another one, again, from another trans person who identifies as I think a man who became a female animal. I think that's who this person identifies as. This person is yelling about all sorts of things, but in the middle of this thread, this person, he or she or it, I don't know, is replying to calling someone else normal people, and they say, yes, normal people who agree with the fascists in the USA, for example. According to them, fascists must be bashed, and this person says, yeah, it's retaliation, beephead, and because 90%, it's 90%, talking about free software, 90% transgender furries. Do you know what community you're even in? This Lunduke guy is really stupid. I want to launch him off a cliff with a comically large trebuchet. I really like that phrase. This Lunduke guy is really stupid. I want to launch him off a cliff. Now, here's the thing. I get threats of violence in one form or another every single day. Most of them are people venting and kind of encouraging violence, but doing so in a half-hearted way. Some of them are direct threats of, I'm going to murder you. I know where you are. Here's a picture of you walking or something, right? Some of them are crazy and creepy. But this one made me laugh because he wants to launch me off a cliff with a comically large trebuchet. I actually laughed at that one, so I included it. I don't normally include all of the death threats and violent threats, but this one I had to include. Here's another person. Normal people. Fascist. And by the way, my apologies. I did a terrible job of censoring that word there. It's kind of visible, so you can see they're swearing. To which Lunduke responds, and I took that personally. This is happening over and over and over again. There's a constant recurring theme. Lunduke is fascist, and it's not just me. Lunduke and every developer or high-profile person that is the developer of Hyperland or DHH or the developer, Andreas Kling, the developer of Ladybird. There's Brendan Eich over at Brave. Anyone who is, either A, right of center, or B, just kind of a normal person, is labeled as a fascist. That's a thing that's going around right now. Call them as fascist, and more often than not, call them Fash, which is ridiculous. The part that's really concerning, though, is not being labeled with the same word over and over again. It's that usually within the same sentence, they have something along the lines of commit violence against the person, right? Like in this example from Lily, the trans, I think, blue fox that was a human man that's now a little girl, blue fox. I don't know what this person is. But this person is combining, yes, Lunduke is fash and physical violence all together. And usually they do that. They say this person is a fash, bash the fash over and over again. It's not just bash the fash, but attack them, or the world would be better if they were dead. And over again, we need to kill this person. Or oh, I hope the bullet doesn't miss, or oh, need a fash seeking bullet, over and over and over again. And it's gotten increasingly extreme since like the Charlie Kirk assassination. The level of this has ratcheted up, and the specificness has ratcheted up. And I'm seeing it against a lot of people. I think it's fascinating that they hyper focus on me and my publication quite so much. It's bizarre to me. They tend to pick just a couple of things, like you see it, and they literally use the existence of me to prove or disprove fascisms, right? So if I'm not involved in a project, well, it might not be fascist. But if I'm on a server with other people, it's a fascist server. Like here, they talk about a specific Mastodon server. It literally has Lunduke on it, right? And they keep repeating this stuff over and over and over again. They're trying to egg on violence. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. And what I find amazing in that is that the servers, the open source networks, the social media networks like Mastodon, Blue Sky, the forums they use, the Discord server they use, they all generally allow it. Some of them are even moderated by people who do it themselves. And it is just generally allowed. And it's fascinating because these tend to be the same people who push for codes of conduct. Now you'd think calling people names, vilifying them, dehumanizing them, and calling for their murder would be a violation of a code of conduct, but it's not. And of course, that's because the codes of conduct are really just weaponized documents that are written as vaguely as possible so they can be weaponized by those in power, which is what we've seen over and over again. But I wanted to just point this out because it's fun, and they're going to launch me off a cliff at some point. So there you go. That's neat. Thank you to the Lunduke Journal subscribers for not launching me off a cliff. I truly appreciate it. Thank you to all of the lifetime subscribers of the Lunduke Journal who may or may not be fash, according to all these horrible people out on the internet. I could not do what I do without you. You are all truly fantastic. And if you want to grab a lifetime subscription, going over to lunduke.com. Scroll down and there's a little pay once for life on Locals or Substack, and there's also a Bitcoin option there as well. There's also monthly and yearly. You can subscribe on X if you want to, or Patreon or Substack, wherever you want to, whatever works for you. No judging. The Lunduke Journal publishes friggin' everywhere, so you get to choose where you want to watch it. And wherever you subscribe is great. But then you can go and enjoy it wherever else you want to subscribe to, wherever else you want to for free. So like you could subscribe, pay on X, but then go enjoy the podcast RSS feed or on YouTube. I don't care. I don't judge. Lunduke does not judge. That's fantastic. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fascists and Nazis, masters and slaves, I declare, poking the beehive, end broadcast.